Glory to Jesus Christ. So I was going through a Facebook page called Catholic Tradition and Evangelization, and they made a post talking about a recent interview Father Chad Ripperger, a famous exorcist, had done, where he was referring to the mark of the beast. I think the interview was on the Sean Ryan show. And he said that the mark of the beast is probably going to be something in or on our bodies that gives us access to goods. And this is a theory that I heard a lot growing up as a Protestant before I converted. We were very big on the idea that the mark of the beast would be something possibly during the tribulation where we would be forced to accept this to be able to access the market and buy or sell, and in order to receive it, we would have to renounce God and accept the evil one. And there were a lot of people in this comment section acting like they've never heard this before, that they've never heard this theory, saying that they don't know where he got it, saying that this doesn't come from Scripture at all, and one of them saying that it doesn't make sense because for the mark of the beast, we would have to knowingly deny God and accept the evil one to receive the mark. But these things aren't mutually exclusive. The comments really were not making sense. Now, there is a running theory that the mark of the beast could be referring to the pagan Roman coinage at the time related to Emperor Nero and how that can be linked back to the number 666. That is a running theory, and I'm not rejecting that theory, but I also hold that the theory about the mark in the future could also be a possibility. So when we go into Revelation 13, starting at verse 11, "Then I saw another beast which rose out of the earth. It had 2 horns like a lamb, and it spoke like a dragon. It exercises all the authority of the first beast in its presence, and makes the earth and its inhabitants worship the first beast whose mortal wound was healed. It works great signs, even making fire come down from heaven to earth in the sight of men. And by the signs which it is allowed to work in the presence of the beast, it deceives those who dwell on earth, bidding them to make an image for the beast, which was wounded by the sword and yet lived. And it was allowed to give breath to the image of the beast, so that the image of the beast should even speak, and to cause those who would not worship the image of the beast to be slain. Also, it causes all, both small and great, both rich and poor, both free and slave, to be marked on the right hand or the forehead, so that no one can buy or sell unless he has the mark, that is, the name of the beast or the number of its name. This calls for wisdom. Let him who has understanding reckon the number of the beast, for it is a human number. Its number is 666. And that comes from the Ignatius Catholic Study Bible. So right there, in that passage, we see that this mark is something that will be required to buy or sell. And if we're going with the Roman coinage theory, something that was required to buy or sell back then. But let's just assume for a second that we're talking about the future. Look at everything we got going on right now with digital currency, with digital access to the markets. It is not unthinkable at this point that in the future, if this was to happen in the future, which I know Revelation can be seen symbolically as things that have already happened, I get that. But it is not unthinkable that in the future, there could be a system where you would have to receive something to be able to buy or sell on the market publicly, to be able to access digitally or however it works. And that in order to receive that, in order to get that thing, which is going to allow you to buy or sell things, in order to receive whatever that is, they might require you to renounce God. And if you don't renounce God, then you don't get it. and then you can't access the market. And that directly plays in. How many times have we seen saints who refused to renounce God and were martyred for it, or were persecuted for it? This seems to me to be wholly in line with the pattern of things that have happened to Christians before. So I don't know where the confusion is here. And the comment about, well, in order for it to be the mark, you'd have to deny God. Well, yeah. And it's possible that the only way they're going to let you receive the mark so you can buy stuff, so you can buy groceries or whatever, is by renouncing God. Now, again, I'm not saying that that is the proper interpretation, but it's not unthinkable. And we see things that have happened in that train of thought in the past.